Alright, so as you can see from the title, it's weapons to bring to Deepstone Crypt, and Deepstone Crypt got 4 encounters. This will be encounter number 1. Now, I'm not gonna get into details how to do the encounter because, of course, this clip is only focused on the weapons that you should bring from the lowest from the highest tier to the lowest tier. And of course, this is not opinions about this weapon that I'm bringing. This is really based on experience of raiding thousands of hours. So the first weapon you want to really bring is Bastion. Now, Bastion is amazing in an LFG, a teaching run, or just like normal casual run. It does amazing. So you obviously want to have Bastion here. And also demonstrate how you're going to use it. And then because there's overloads, so you want to have a pulse or auto rifle, your choice. And then the mods for overload, they change each season, so you gotta adapt to base what is going to be used. And then uh, the second thing you want to bring is a sword. It could be any sword, and if you don't like using sword, you can just swap to a machine gun, and that would be the first set as a normal LFG, and you will notice that Bastion performs extremely well. You got your overload, you got a machine gun for act clear against the majors, the servitors, and whatever is around you, and you can always use a sword if you don't feel like machine gun. This is usually the setup that I use, and let me just demonstrate how Bastion is used. For Bastion, you can be on a medium range, and then you can even do far range, but I don't recommend it. With Bastion, you need to be close and personal, so like that. So let's say light right, then you would shoot this. And then if you're under radiant or in a bubble or well, this will be destroyed in 2 shot, just like that. And that's the beauty of Bastion. Now, again, this is really set for you can say the like LFG experience, normal casual run, but it will perform fantastic. The second option is that you can run a pulse for overloads, again subject of change each season, and you can run an auto if you like, and then run the fourth horseman. You can run a sword, or you can run a machine gun. Again, you will see that it won't change when it comes to primary and secondary. It's just same thing. I would personally use a sword. With fourth horseman now, I don't have ammo, but that's fine. So again, same concept with Bastion. This is more for speed running, and so if you're in a very optimized group, you will need two and a well of radiance. You just do this. So reload, you can do this, or just wait to reload. Whether you have the catalyst or not, it really doesn't matter. You're just gonna destroy the fuses really quick. Bubble in the back, well in front of you, or just have the effect of the 25%. And that's option number 2. Now, option number 3, you can do, of course, Xenophage. This is very optimal. Most people will probably ask you to use that. And then you can run a fusion here. Now, if you can run a fusion, but I'm gonna go back to one point. You can run a fusion here, or you can run a shotgun. Your choice. And then if you don't want to run overload rounds, you can have normal add clear weapon, hand cannon, SMG here, and you got your Xeno here. And then you can run chill clip. Chill clip can stun the overload champion. And then with Xenophage, you can be anywhere, medium range, far range, close range, light left, light middle, light right. You're just gonna spam it. That's just sit in a wall or a bubble, and then you're good to go. So this is for the first encounter. These are the best options that I know of now. Now let's say you don't have Xenophage. What would be another option? And you also don't have Fourth Horseman, or you don't have Bastion. So these are the 3 in each slot: primary, secondary, and heavy, to be the top tier. If you don't have that, which is understandable because this is a quest, you can run Thunderlord. I believe everybody have access to Thunderlord. Now, is it the most optimal? No, not really, but it will do just fine. So you can run Thunderlord, you can do Chill Clip, you can do an SMG or hand cannon, or you can do a Pulse, you can run another fusion. You get it. You can do primary, secondary as you like. You can just do this. You can also run shotgun. You get it. Fusion, shotgun, whether primary slot or secondary, pulse or auto. Again, primary, secondary slot. Even if you don't run overload, it's fine. Preferably you do, just because if you're learning and all of that. And then you have Thunderlord. Now, let's say you don't have Thunderlord. Understandable. You can just run any machine gun. I think most people have Thunderlord. Straightforward, just shoot. Light middle, shoot until it's destroyed. And that's for the first encounter. Now, the second encounter, the best option is Parasite as heavy. I usually like to use Forbearance for ad clear, fast ad clear, and then use a Scout. That's for the first. Ad clear from distance, Forbearance for ad clear, fast ad clear to build my stack for the Worm Hunger, which you need this to get you 20 stacks to increase your damage, obviously. So that's option one. Now let's say you don't have Forbearance, which is understandable. You can run a Fusion, completely fine. You can run a Shotgun, completely fine. You can run Blind Ignite, also completely fine. And then you can also swap two things here. You can run Fusion, Shotgun, you can run a Pulse, you can run a Scout. It really doesn't matter, as long as you have Parasite. Now let's say you don't have Parasite. You can run the second option, the Lament. Now that's only if you don't have Parasite. Parasite will be better, but if you don't have it, then you can run Lament. And again, you probably keep this the same, Shotgun, Fusion, Forbearance, Pulse, or Scout. Your choice. You can even run a Sniper, and then you can have like Pulse or, ad clear weapon. These really don't matter too much, but it's the heavy that matters. Parasite, Lament. Now, if you don't have these two, I would highly recommend running a Sword. Now, the other half is not the most optimal, but it's fine. You don't have it. Most people should have access to, the Falling Guillotine now. And that's for the second encounter. As you can see, there's not much into it. As for supers, I know it's really focused on guns, but you're gonna run Thunder Crash with Curse of the Falling Star if you are a Titan, and then if you're a Hunter, you do Blade Barrage with an exotic lake called Star Eater Scales. Now, if you're a Warlock, you do Nova Bomb, and if we have multiple Warlocks, you can probably do Radiance. I don't think Radiance gonna do anything, just because a lot of people can, snap, knife it, and then you can have access to Radiant through that. But if you want, you can do like, let's say, Wall of Radiance with Parasite Shot. That will do just fine. And if not, Nova Bomb will do fine. And that's really for the second encounter. Third encounter, I usually tell my teammates, especially when I teach, I always tell them like, run whatever you feel like, as long as it's not rocket. And even if you want to run rockets, you can. But because of the sake of, if you want to be optimal, most people will use a sword as heavy or a machine gun. Your choice. You can also run a grenade launcher or rocket. I don't recommend it. I do recommend the sword for mobility, especially eager edge, and machine gun for ad clear. That's up to you. And for weapons, you have amazing arsenal there. You got Trained Eagle, a great for the third encounter. Sunshot, great for the third encounter. You can also have Forbearance, great for the third encounter. And obviously, these are the best. Forbearance, Trained Eagle, Sunshot. And if you don't have these things, that's fine. You can run SMG, hand cannon, really anything. For this slot, you can run Osteo. Osteo just does amazing here. Or you can do Malfeasance if you want to. Now, if you don't want to, that's fine. Usually what I run as a Titan, I do usually this. So I use a sword, I use Trained Eagle, and then 1-2 punch gun with Strand. Supers don't matter, you can do whatever you want. What third encounter is that much details into it? It's either sword or a machine gun. That's optimal. Trinity, you can run Fourth Horseman as well if you want to. And then Sunshot, you can even run Div. I'm not even joking. You can, because there's overloads there, so you can run Div. With the overload situation, you're not obligated to run them, but if you want to, you can. You could do this. You can also do Chill Clip, Pulse Auto, Sword, Machine Gun, your choice. And that is for the third encounter. Now, final boss, there's more details to it. What we use really is Apex, Fusion, and you can run another fusion. Now, usually I would have Wither Horde, but the problem about Wither Horde is that only one person can use it. So usually this is my build for damage, which is Wither Horde, Cartesian with Vorpal, and then Apex with Bait and Switch and Reconstruction. That is usually my most optimal. Now, if there's multiple Wither Hordes in the field, then I probably swap to Fusion and with Bospect, of course, but honestly just turn it. Proc Bait and Switch and shoot. Now this is option one. You can run Thunder Crash, Blade Barrage. You can also do Celestial Nighthawk. And you probably, if we don't have many walls, you can do one wall, 1 to 2 walls ideally, and if we have multiple walls, more than 2, you can run Strand for Strand Warlock or Nova Bomb to increase the damage, to help with the damage and all that. Not to increase damage, but to help with damage. So that's option one. Now option two is playing support for your team, which is Gallonhorn to feed the rockets, the legendary rockets. You don't have to have Apex, by the way. Whatever rockets, like a legendary rocket, but if you have whatever the role you have better, then obviously bring it. You can play support by doing Gallonhorn, Fusion. You can also run Shotgun if you want to. Um, you know, you're allowed to do that. You can run like a Fusion and then one add clear weapon. I don't like the normal primary weapons there. I usually run double special. Like you can do double fusion, you can do double slugs. Here's a slug, so you can do that if you want to. Gallonhorn, you're playing support, you know, and so that's option two. If you're not playing damage, if you're not playing support, you can do grenade launchers. Grenade launcher, they're really in a great place with the ammo and all that. If you have a good role like MBS, MBA, and Switch, and there's also other roles. I don't have the best role on this, but you know, it's a role, a grenade launcher. So you can do fusion again. Fusion, grenade launcher. You can also add clear. You could do like Sunshot. You could do Train Eagle. Man, if you even want to, you can run Div. Like who cares? And you'll be fine with this setup. Now there is another setup. Let's say you want to play Divinity. Okay. All right. So you got your primary weapon. You got Divinity, and then you can run Sword for add clear, majors, and all that, or machine gun. If you're gonna play Div, the other teammate should run. You can run grenade launchers, rockets, or a linear. Now, linears are kind of in a mid place when it comes to deep stone, but you can do that. You can also do, if Div is active, you can do double slugs. You can double slug here, double slug, and you can run anarchy. And I know I don't have anarchy here. You can double slug. Another support role you can do. So we got the galley. We got the attack, which is rocket, or the grenade launcher. You can also do another support role. You could do tractor cannon. One person runs galley, the other is running tractor cannon, the rest are grenade launchers or Apex or any legendary rockets with Bospect. Tractor cannon is amazing. So tractor the boss, use your fusions. They're your best tool. Tractor, I think it lasts about, let's say, 10 seconds, but as long as the boss is glowing purple, that means the tractor is active. If the moment you see him not glowing purple, reactivate, use your fusion, use your other fusion, fine, use a shotgun, preferably fusion just because they do great. You're providing support and damage. And then again, wolf pack for rockets. And that's pretty much it about Deepstone, really, like when it comes to these weapons. I hope this clips helps you. I will make other clips about other raids and get into details about each encounter. And yeah, alright, I gotta go walk my snake now.